Welcome to our channel dedicated to death and the law. Hello, friends. Today we're tackling a topic we often avoid, yet must all face: accepting death. This conversation, though seemingly daunting, is a necessary part of our human experience. In the grand tapestry of life, death is a thread that weaves itself into every story, affecting everyone, regardless of age, race, or status. It's a universal truth we all grapple with, and yet, it's one of the most challenging aspects to understand and accept. Often we shroud it in mystery and fear, but today we aim to shed light on it, to demystify it, and to understand its place in our lives. Like the changing seasons or the setting sun, death is an integral part of the cycle of life. Our journey today aims to provide insights into accepting death with grace and understanding. So, let's embark on this exploration together, with open minds and compassionate hearts. To truly accept death, we must first understand life's cyclical nature. This is a profound truth that may take years or even a lifetime to fully grasp. Life is a journey, a cycle of changes and transformations, marked by beginnings and endings. Just as the sun rises and sets, so too does life cycle through its stages. Birth is the dawn of existence, a vibrant awakening into the world. Childhood is the bright morning, filled with learning and exploration. Adolescence is the warm afternoon, a time of growth and self-discovery. Adulthood is the cool evening, a period of maturity, responsibility, and wisdom. And then, there is the quiet nightfall of old age, the twilight years when we reflect on the journey we've taken. This cycle is not linear, but circular. Just as day follows night, life is succeeded by death. But death is not an end, just as night is not the end of the day. It's a natural part of the cycle, a necessary transition that makes way for new life, just as the night makes way for a new dawn. When we look at death through this lens, it loses its frightening finality. We begin to see it as a part of the natural order of things, an integral part of life's rhythm. It is not a termination, but a transition, a shift from one state of being to another. Understanding this doesn't make the concept of death any less daunting, but it does help us to approach it with a sense of acceptance and peace. It allows us to see the beauty in the cycle, the wisdom in its design. It teaches us to celebrate life in all its stages, knowing that each one is transient and precious. This is the power of understanding life's cycle. It doesn't promise to take away the pain or the fear, but it does offer a different perspective. It shines a light on the path toward acceptance, illuminating the way with understanding and compassion. Understanding life's cycle can guide us toward accepting death, not as an ending, but as a natural transition. Because in the grand scheme of things, death is just another part of life's beautiful, intricate, and everlasting cycle. In our path to acceptance, we often encounter what are known as the stages of grief. This journey through grief is not linear, nor is it the same for everyone, but it does provide a framework to help us understand and process our feelings when faced with the reality of death. The first stage, denial, is often our mind's initial reaction to a shocking event. We might find ourselves thinking, "This can't be happening." It's a defense mechanism, shielding us from the immediate shock and pain. Next, we move into anger. We might ask, "Why is this happening?" or "Who is to blame?" This anger can be directed towards ourselves, others, or even the universe. It's a natural part of the grieving process, a sign that we are beginning to confront the reality of our loss. Then comes bargaining, a stage filled with what if and if only statements, as we try to negotiate our way out of the pain. It's a desperate attempt to regain control, to change the outcome that we are struggling to accept. Following bargaining, we may fall into depression. This isn't a sign of mental illness, but rather a normal and appropriate response to a great loss. We may feel overwhelming sadness, hopelessness, and a lack of interest in things we once enjoyed. It's during this stage that the reality of the loss truly sinks in. Finally, we reach acceptance. This doesn't mean we're okay with the loss or that the pain has disappeared. Rather, it's a recognition of the new reality, a realization that we must learn to live in a world that now includes our loss. Each stage of grief brings us closer to acceptance, helping us cope with the reality of death. Remember, it's okay to feel these emotions, and it's okay to move through these stages at your own pace. Grief is a deeply personal journey, and understanding these stages can provide a roadmap to navigate through it. Coping with death can be challenging, yet there are mechanisms that can help us through. In the face of loss, we often find ourselves adrift in a sea of emotions. It's a stormy journey, but we need not navigate it alone. There are tools and techniques available to help us weather the storm. Therapy, for instance, can be a beacon of hope on the horizon. By providing a safe space to express feelings, unpack grief, and understand our emotions, a trained professional can guide us through the darkest times. They can help us to find meaning in our loss and rebuild our lives in the wake of bereavement. Support groups, too, can offer a lifeline. By connecting with others who are experiencing similar feelings of loss, we can find comfort in shared understanding. We can learn from each other's experiences, share strategies for coping, and find reassurance in the knowledge that we are not alone. Meditation, too, can be a powerful ally. By focusing on the present moment, we can learn to accept our feelings without judgment. This can help us to manage our emotions, reduce stress, and find a sense of inner peace amidst the turmoil. Spiritual practices can also offer solace. Whether through prayer, reflection, or rituals, these practices can provide a sense of connection to something greater than ourselves. They can offer a perspective that helps us to see our loss as part of a larger cycle, fostering acceptance and healing. It's important to remember, however, that there's no one-size-fits-all solution. Every person's journey through grief is unique. What works for one may not work for another. It's essential to explore different coping mechanisms, be patient with oneself, and find what resonates most. In the end, it's about finding a pathway through the pain, a way to honor the memory of the one we've lost, while also moving forward with our own lives. Because, in the grand scheme of things, death is a part of life, and while it may be painful, it's also a testament to the depth of our love. Finding the right coping mechanism can make the journey towards acceptance smoother and more manageable. While accepting death is crucial, so is embracing life. In our journey through understanding mortality, we've now come to the point where we must talk about life. It's easy to get caught up in the inevitability of death, but let's not forget that we are very much alive right now. Life is a precious gift, fleeting and ephemeral. Each moment is unique, never to be repeated again. It's crucial to appreciate the beauty of life in all its forms and experiences. The warmth of the sun on your skin, the taste of your favorite food, the laughter shared with loved ones. These are the things that make life worth living. Living fully means taking the time to enjoy these simple pleasures. It means being present in the moment, not lost in thoughts of the past or worries about the future. It means finding joy in the everyday and ordinary, because these moments are what make up a life. Embracing life also means chasing your dreams, no matter how big or small. It's about pursuing your passions, even when they scare you. It's about pushing your boundaries, stepping outside your comfort zone, and discovering who you truly are. Remember, life is not a spectator sport. It's an active experience, one where you are the main player. Don't let life pass you by. Take the reins and steer your life in the direction you want it to go. Cherishing your experiences is another important aspect of embracing life. Each experience, whether good or bad, shapes us into who we are. They're the threads that weave the tapestry of our lives. So, let's not regret our past, but appreciate it for the lessons and growth it has brought us. Finally, embracing life means developing a deep appreciation for our relationships. Our connections with others bring us joy, support, and a sense of belonging. They enrich our lives and make our journey through life more meaningful. By embracing life, we can approach death with a sense of peace and fulfillment. When we've lived fully and appreciated every moment, we can face the end with a sense of completeness. We can look back on a life well lived and step forward into the unknown with courage and serenity. As we conclude our journey today, remember that accepting death is a personal and ongoing process. Our discussion has taken us through understanding the cycle of life, a natural progression we all experience. We've delved into the stages of grief, recognizing them not as a linear path, but as an intricate dance of emotions that can circle back on themselves. We've also explored various coping mechanisms, each of us finding solace in different ways, be it through art, companionship, or solitude. And most importantly, we've underscored the significance of embracing life. Not merely existing, but living fully, loving deeply, and laughing often. In the grand tapestry of existence, death is but one thread, albeit a significant one. It's essential to remember that acceptance isn't about surrender, but about understanding our mortality, embracing our humanity, and cherishing the precious moments we have. Accepting death isn't about focusing on the end, but appreciating the journey that leads us there. As a legal help channel, Attorney Jimmy's goal is to bring diverse perspectives to our discussions. If you have legal concerns, you can find our link in the description and contact us for a completely free consultation at 1-800-450-50. With over a decade of legal experience. Call anytime, day or night, 7 days a week, 24/7. WrongfulDeathCenter.com.